Hello, everyone, and welcome to the English Podcast. I'm Adam, your co-host for today's podcast, and I'm so excited to have you here with us. Whether you're listening from home, on your way to work, or just relaxing, we're thrilled to be part of your day and to help you improve your English skills while discussing something truly inspiring.
And I'm Julia, your other co-host. It's always a pleasure to connect with all of you, our amazing listeners. We know that learning English is a journey, and we're here to make that journey not only easier, but also fun and engaging. Today's episode is going to be really special because it's not just about learning English, it's also about planning for success in the upcoming year.
That's right, Julia. The topic for today's podcast is 10 ways to make 2025 a year of success. The new year is always a great opportunity to reflect on what we've achieved and think about what we want to accomplish next. It's a time to set new goals, break old habits, and start fresh. And 2025 is no exception. It's full of potential, waiting for us to make the most of it.
Exactly, Adam. Many people look at the new year as a blank slate, a chance to turn the page and write a new chapter in their lives. But making the new year successful isn't just about setting big goals. It's about building the right habits and taking small steps every single day. That's why this episode is so important.
Absolutely. In this episode, we're going to share 10 powerful and practical tips to help you make 2025 your best year yet. These tips are not just for your personal life, but also for your professional growth, your health, and even your relationships. And of course, we'll be keeping the language simple and clear so that our beginner English learners can follow along easily.
Yes, Adam. And for those of you who are practicing your English, this is also a great opportunity to pick up new words, phrases, and expressions. We'll make sure to explain everything in a way that's easy to understand, so don't worry if you're just starting out.
Here's how we're going to structure this episode. First, we'll talk about setting the foundation for success by creating clear and achievable goals. Then, we'll move on to personal growth tips, like learning new skills and building daily habits. After that, we'll discuss healthy routines and why they're important for a successful life.
We'll also cover the role of social connections, professional growth strategies, and the power of positivity and gratitude. And at the end of the podcast, we'll do a quick recap of all the points and leave you with some inspiration to get started right away.
So, if you're ready to make 2025 the best year of your life, grab a notebook, a pen, or just a cup of tea, and let's dive in together. This is going to be an exciting and informative episode, and we can't wait to share these ideas with you.
We're sure you're going to enjoy this, so stay with us until the end. Let's make 2025 a year of growth, success, and happiness together.
All right, everyone, let's dive into the first segment of today's episode, which is all about setting the foundation for success. Now, Julia, when we talk about success, the first thing that often comes to mind is setting goals, isn't it?
Absolutely, Adam. Setting goals is like drawing a map for a journey. Imagine trying to drive to a new place without knowing the route. You might drive in circles, waste time, or even give up. That's why goals are so important. They give us direction and purpose. Goals help us focus on what we want to achieve and remind us why we're putting in the effort.
That's a great way to put it, Julia. When we have clear goals, it's easier to stay motivated because we know exactly what we're working towards. It's like having a lighthouse guiding us through a dark sea. And the good news is, setting goals doesn't have to be complicated. In fact, there's a simple and effective method called SMART goals that can make the process much easier and more productive.
That's right, Adam. SMART goals are a wonderful tool because they help us break down our dreams into actionable steps. SMART stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Let's talk about each part, starting with specific. When a goal is specific, it's clear and detailed. For example, instead of saying, "I want to learn English," you could say, "I want to improve my English vocabulary by learning 10 new words every day." The more specific the goal, the better.
Yes, and the next part is measurable. A measurable goal means you can track your progress and see how far you've come. For instance, if your goal is to learn 300 new words in a month, you can check your progress every week to see if you're on track. Measuring progress is so important because it keeps you motivated and helps you stay accountable.
Absolutely, Adam. Then we have achievable. This is about making sure your goal is realistic. It's good to dream big, but if the goal is too difficult or impossible, you might feel discouraged and give up. For example, saying, "I will become fluent in English in 1 week" is not achievable for most people. But saying, "I will practice English for 30 minutes every day for 6 months" is much more realistic and achievable.
That's a great point, Julia. Next is relevant. A relevant goal is one that aligns with your priorities and values. For example, if you're learning English because you want a better job, then focusing on professional vocabulary and interview skills would be highly relevant to your success. But if your goal doesn't connect to what really matters to you, it's harder to stay committed.
And finally, we have time-bound. This means your goal should have a deadline or a time frame. When you set a time limit, it creates a sense of urgency and helps you stay focused. For example, instead of saying, "I will learn English," you could say, "I will learn 50 new business-related words by the end of January." Deadlines keep us accountable and prevent procrastination.
Exactly, Julia. Now that we understand SMART goals, let's talk about some examples of goals you could set for 2025. For instance, one goal could be, "I will practice speaking English for 20 minutes every day using a language app or with a conversation partner." This goal is specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound.
That's a great example, Adam. Another goal could be, "I will read 1 English book every month to improve my reading skills." This is a wonderful way to combine learning with enjoyment, especially if you choose books on topics you love.
And here's another one. "I will watch 1 English movie every week with subtitles to improve my listening skills." This is a fun and effective way to immerse yourself in the language while also enjoying some entertainment.
Those are excellent examples, Adam. The key takeaway here is that setting goals isn't just about writing them down. It's about creating a clear and practical plan for achieving them. And when your goals are SMART, you set yourself up for success because you know exactly what to do and when to do it.
Well said, Julia. If you're listening to this podcast, we encourage you to take a few moments after the episode to think about your own goals for 2025. Write them down, make them SMART, and keep them somewhere you can see them every day. Your future self will thank you for the effort you put in today.
That's right, Adam. And remember, even small steps can lead to big changes over time. So don't worry if your goals seem small at first. What matters is that you're moving forward. Let's work together to make 2025 a year of growth and success.
Welcome back, everyone. In this segment, we're going to explore one of the most important aspects of success: personal growth. Now, when we talk about personal growth, we're referring to the process of improving yourself, both mentally and emotionally, so that you can reach your full potential. It's not just about achieving big goals, it's also about becoming a better version of yourself every single day. Personal growth is the foundation of long-term success because it helps you build the skills, habits, and mindset you need to overcome challenges and seize opportunities.
Absolutely, Adam. Personal growth is a lifelong journey, and it's something we can all work on, no matter where we are in life. For this discussion, we'll focus on 3 powerful ways to grow personally: reading books, learning new skills, and practicing daily journaling. These habits may seem simple, but when done consistently, they can have a huge impact on your life. Let's start with the first one: reading books.
Reading books is such an underrated yet transformative habit. When you read, you're not just gathering information. You're exposing yourself to new ideas, perspectives, and ways of thinking. Books allow you to learn from the experiences and wisdom of others without having to go through the same challenges yourself. For example, if you read a book about leadership, you're essentially gaining insights that the author may have spent decades learning. And the beauty of reading is that it can be tailored to your interests and goals. Whether you're into self-help, biographies, or even fiction, there's always something to learn.
That's so true, Adam. And reading isn't just about gaining knowledge. It's also a great way to improve your English skills. If you're a beginner, you can start with simple books or graded readers designed for English learners. These books use basic vocabulary and shorter sentences, making them easier to understand. As you progress, you can challenge yourself with more advanced materials. The important thing is to make reading a habit. Even if you read just 10 pages a day, that adds up to over 3,600 pages in a year. Imagine how much you could learn in that time.
Exactly, Julia. And let's not forget the second way to grow personally: learning new skills. Developing a new skill isn't just about adding another item to your resume. It's about challenging yourself, staying curious, and opening up new possibilities. For example, learning to cook can make you more self-reliant, while learning to play a musical instrument can boost your creativity and improve your mental focus. If you're learning English, that itself is a valuable skill that can open doors to better job opportunities, new friendships, and even travel experiences.
That's a great point, Adam. Learning a new skill doesn't have to be overwhelming either. You can start small and gradually build your proficiency. For instance, if you want to improve your English listening skills, you could begin by listening to short podcasts or watching videos with subtitles. As you get more comfortable, you can try listening to more challenging materials. The key is to stay consistent and enjoy the process. Remember, every expert was once a beginner, so don't be afraid to make mistakes. They're a natural part of learning.
Well said, Julia. Now, let's talk about the third way to grow personally: daily journaling. Writing in a journal may sound simple, but it's one of the most effective tools for self-reflection and personal development. When you journal, you're giving yourself the time and space to think deeply about your goals, experiences, and emotions. This helps you understand yourself better, identify patterns in your behavior, and find solutions to your challenges. For example, if you're feeling stuck or unmotivated, writing about your thoughts can help you figure out what's holding you back and how to move forward.
That's so true, Adam. Journaling is also a great way to track your progress and celebrate your achievements. When you write down your goals and revisit them regularly, you're more likely to stay focused and motivated. And the best part is, there's no right or wrong way to journal. You can write about your daily experiences, jot down ideas, or even express gratitude for the things you're thankful for. Gratitude journaling in particular is a powerful habit because it shifts your focus from what's missing in your life to what you already have. This can boost your mood and help you maintain a positive outlook.
Absolutely, Julia. And the amazing thing about these three habits, reading, learning new skills, and journaling, is that they're all interconnected. For example, reading can inspire you to learn a new skill, and journaling can help you reflect on your progress. These small habits may not seem significant at first, but over time, they compound into big changes. It's like planting a tree. You may not see much growth in the beginning, but with consistent care and effort, it will eventually grow strong and tall.
That's a beautiful analogy, Adam. To share a personal story, I started journaling a few years ago, and it completely transformed the way I approach my goals. By writing down my thoughts and tracking my progress, I became more aware of my strengths and weaknesses. This helped me stay motivated and focused, even during tough times. And the best part is, I now have a record of my journey that I can look back on and feel proud of.
That's inspiring, Julia. For me, reading has been a game changer. I remember picking up my first self-help book, and it completely changed the way I thought about personal growth and success. It made me realize that I could take control of my life by adopting the right mindset and habits. Since then, I've made it a goal to read at least one book a month, and it's been one of the most rewarding habits I've ever developed.
That's amazing, Adam. And I'm sure our listeners have their own stories and experiences as well. If you're listening to this, we encourage you to start with just one of these habits, whether it's reading, learning a new skill, or journaling, and see how it transforms your life. Remember, personal growth is a journey, not a destination. Every small step you take brings you closer to becoming the best version of yourself.
Well said, Julia. So, to recap, the 3 ways to grow personally are reading books to expand your knowledge and improve your English, learning new skills to stay curious and open to opportunities, and practicing daily journaling to reflect on your journey and track your progress. These habits are simple, yet incredibly powerful, and they can make a huge difference in your life if you practice them consistently.
That's right, Adam. Personal growth is all about progress, not perfection. So, don't be too hard on yourself if you miss a day or struggle to stay consistent. What matters is that you keep going and never give up on yourself.
When we talk about building a successful life, one of the most crucial aspects that often gets overlooked is the importance of maintaining healthy routines. A healthy lifestyle doesn't just impact your physical well-being, it also influences your emotional stability, mental clarity, and overall productivity. Without the right habits to support your health, even the most ambitious goals can become incredibly difficult to achieve. Think about it this way: your body and mind are the tools you use to navigate life. If those tools are not in good condition, how can you expect to work efficiently, think clearly, or make consistent progress toward your dreams?
That's such a valuable perspective, Adam. Health is truly the foundation of everything else, and it touches every part of your life. When you're physically healthy, you have more energy to dedicate to your goals, your relationships, and your personal growth. When your mind is clear and focused, you're better able to make decisions and stay disciplined. Unfortunately, many people wait until they face health problems before they start taking it seriously. But by building healthy routines now, you can prevent issues down the line and create a life where you feel strong, capable, and ready for anything. Let's begin with one of the most important pillars of health: exercise.
Exercise is often seen as optional, but in reality, it should be a non-negotiable part of everyone's routine. Regular physical activity does more than just help you stay in shape. It boosts your mood by releasing endorphins, improves your cardiovascular health, and even sharpens your cognitive abilities. Think about how much better you feel after taking a brisk walk, stretching, or even dancing to your favorite song. It's not just about the long-term benefits. Exercise gives you an immediate sense of accomplishment and vitality, and you don't need to spend hours in the gym to see results. Even 20 to 30 minutes of moderate activity, like walking, yoga, or light strength training, can make a huge difference over time.
Exactly, Adam. The key is to find activities you enjoy so that exercise doesn't feel like a chore. If you love being outdoors, try hiking or jogging. If you prefer something more relaxed, consider swimming or Pilates. And for those who like a bit of social interaction, group classes or team sports can be a great option. The most important thing is to stay consistent. Set a specific time each day for exercise and treat it like an important appointment with yourself. Over time, it will become a natural part of your routine, and you'll start to see and feel the benefits.
Now let's talk about another critical aspect of health: diet. What you eat has a direct impact on your energy levels, mood, and even your ability to concentrate. Your body needs the right fuel to perform at its best, just like a car needs quality gasoline. A balanced diet rich in fruits, vegetables, lean proteins, and whole grains provides your body with the nutrients it needs to function properly. On the other hand, processed foods, excessive sugar, and unhealthy fats can leave you feeling sluggish, irritable, and less focused.
That's so true, Adam. And eating healthy doesn't have to mean giving up your favorite foods or following a restrictive diet. It's about making small, sustainable changes that you can stick to in the long term. For example, you can start by adding more vegetables to your meals or swapping sugary drinks for water or herbal tea. Planning your meals in advance can also help you make healthier choices and avoid the temptation of fast food. And don't forget to listen to your body. It's okay to enjoy treats occasionally, as long as you're mindful of portion sizes and overall balance.
The third pillar of health we need to discuss is sleep. Sleep is often underestimated, but it's just as important as diet and exercise, if not more so. When you sleep, your body repairs itself, your brain processes information, and your energy levels are restored. Without enough quality sleep, it's hard to stay focused, make good decisions, or even regulate your emotions. Studies have shown that chronic sleep deprivation can lead to serious health issues, including weakened immunity, weight gain, and an increased risk of heart disease.
Absolutely, Adam. That's why it's so important to prioritize sleep and create an environment that promotes rest. Start by setting a consistent bedtime and wake-up time, even on weekends. This helps regulate your internal clock and makes it easier to fall asleep. You can also create a relaxing bedtime routine, like reading a book, meditating, or listening to calming music. Make sure your bedroom is dark, quiet, and cool, and avoid screens at least an hour before bed. The blue light from phones and computers can interfere with your sleep hormones.
Once you've focused on these three pillars, exercise, diet, and sleep, you can start thinking about how to structure your daily routine in a way that supports your goals. A productive daily routine is like a roadmap for your day. It helps you stay organized, focused, and in control of your time. One of the best ways to build a routine is to start with a strong morning. How you begin your day sets the tone for everything that follows.
That's right, Adam. A good morning routine doesn't have to be complicated. It can be as simple as waking up at the same time each day, drinking a glass of water, doing a quick workout or stretch, and spending a few minutes planning your day. The key is to create a routine that energizes you and puts you in the right mindset for productivity. Similarly, an evening routine can help you wind down and prepare for restful sleep. You could spend some time journaling about your accomplishments for the day, reading, or setting your intentions for tomorrow.
A great example of this is a routine I started a few years ago. Every morning, I dedicate the first hour to myself. I meditate, exercise, and plan my day. At night, I review what I accomplished and write down 3 things I'm grateful for. These simple habits have made a huge difference in my productivity and overall happiness.
That's inspiring, Adam. And for our listeners, remember that building healthy routines is a process. Start small, focus on consistency, and don't be afraid to adjust your habits as you go. With time and effort, these routines will become second nature, and you'll feel the benefits in every area of your life.
Well said, Julia. When you prioritize your health and structure your days thoughtfully, you're setting yourself up for success, not just in 2025, but for years to come. Let's take a short break, and when we return, we'll talk about creating strong relationships as another pillar of a successful year. Let's turn our attention to a topic that is often underestimated when it comes to achieving success: the power of social connections and networking. No matter how talented, skilled, or hardworking you are, the truth is that relationships play an enormous role in shaping your personal and professional life. Human beings are naturally social creatures, and we thrive when we are part of supportive communities. Relationships provide emotional support, fresh ideas, and opportunities that we might not encounter otherwise. Whether it's forming friendships, maintaining strong family bonds, or networking professionally, the connections we build are often the bridges to our dreams.
That's absolutely true, Adam. It's easy to think of success as an individual journey, but in reality, it's often the people around us who help us reach our goals. Let's start by talking about why relationships are so essential. First, having a solid support system can make a huge difference during challenging times. Imagine you're going through a tough period, like losing a job or dealing with personal stress. A close friend, a family member, or even a mentor can offer encouragement, advice, or just a listening ear. That emotional support doesn't just make you feel better, it also gives you the strength to keep moving forward.
Yes, Julia. And it's not just about emotional support. Relationships also open doors to opportunities you might not have access to on your own. For example, think about how many jobs are filled through referrals, or how many business partnerships begin with a simple introduction at an event. Networking is about creating connections that can lead to collaboration, shared resources, or new ideas. It's about building a web of people who can support you, challenge you, and help you grow.
That's a great point, Adam. But let's talk about how to actually build those connections. For some people, meeting new people or expanding their network can feel intimidating. The good news is, it doesn't have to be complicated. One of the simplest ways to start is by being genuinely interested in others. When you meet someone new, ask questions about their interests, experiences, or goals. People appreciate when you take the time to get to know them, and that authenticity helps to create lasting bonds.
That's so true. And another important tip is to put yourself in situations where you can meet new people. This could mean attending local events, joining clubs or organizations that align with your interests, or even volunteering for a cause you're passionate about. These environments naturally bring together like-minded individuals, making it easier to form meaningful connections. In today's digital age, don't forget the power of online platforms as well. Social media, professional networks like LinkedIn, and even online communities can be excellent tools for meeting people and expanding your reach.
Exactly. But building relationships isn't just about meeting new people. It's also about maintaining and strengthening the connections you already have. This means staying in touch with friends, colleagues, and mentors, even when life gets busy. A simple text, a phone call, or meeting for coffee can go a long way in showing someone that you value their presence in your life. Consistency is key here. Relationships, like plants, need regular care and attention to grow and flourish.
That's a wonderful analogy, Julia. And one more thing to keep in mind is the power of giving in relationships. If you want to build strong connections, focus on what you can offer rather than what you can gain. Whether it's sharing knowledge, providing support, or simply being there when someone needs help, generosity creates trust and mutual respect. Over time, these acts of kindness often come back to you in unexpected and wonderful ways.
That's so inspiring, Adam. Let's also share some examples of how networking and strong connections can create life-changing opportunities. One story that comes to mind is about a friend of mine who was looking to start a business but didn't know where to begin. She attended a local entrepreneurship event and struck up a conversation with someone who had years of experience in her industry. That connection turned into a mentorship, which gave her the guidance and confidence she needed to launch her business successfully.
That's a fantastic example, Julia. I've seen similar stories in my own life as well. One of my most rewarding projects began because a colleague recommended me for a role I wasn't even aware of. It was that one introduction that set everything in motion. It just goes to show that sometimes, all it takes is one conversation or one connection to completely change the trajectory of your life.
So true, Adam. For our listeners, the takeaway here is to be open, proactive, and intentional about building relationships. You never know who might inspire you, teach you, or help you unlock new opportunities. And remember, it's not just about what others can do for you. It's about creating meaningful two-way connections that enrich everyone involved.
That's a great summary, Julia. Relationships truly are a cornerstone of success, and investing in them is one of the best things you can do for yourself and others. In the next segment, we'll explore another key aspect of a successful year: managing your time effectively. Stay with us. Now, let's dive into one of the most important aspects of achieving success: professional growth. Whether you are working in a job, pursuing your studies, or even exploring new career opportunities, the ability to grow and excel in your professional life is critical. Success in this area doesn't just happen by chance. It requires deliberate effort, the right mindset, and effective strategies. Let's begin by discussing how you can improve at work or school, because no matter where you are on your journey, there's always room to grow and learn.
That's absolutely right, Adam. The first step to improving at work or school is understanding your goals and the expectations placed on you. For instance, at work, this could mean knowing your key responsibilities, understanding how your performance is measured, and identifying areas where you can contribute more effectively. At school, this might involve setting academic targets, focusing on subjects where you struggle, or taking part in extracurricular activities that build new skills. Improvement starts with clarity, knowing what you want to achieve and what is expected of you.
Exactly, Julia. Once you have clarity, the next step is to focus on your habits and routines. For example, think about how you use your time during the day. Time is one of the most valuable resources we have, but it's easy to waste it without realizing. This brings us to the topic of time management. If you want to improve at work or school, learning to manage your time effectively is essential. One tip that works for many people is prioritizing tasks. Start by making a list of everything you need to do, then rank those tasks by importance. Focus on completing the most critical tasks first, before moving on to less urgent ones.
That's a great tip, Adam. I'd also add that staying organized is key to time management. For example, using tools like planners, calendars, or even simple to-do lists can make a huge difference. When you have your day mapped out, it's easier to stay on track and avoid distractions. Another important strategy is breaking larger tasks into smaller, manageable steps. For instance, if you have a big project at work or a research paper at school, don't try to tackle it all at once. Divide it into smaller sections and focus on completing one section at a time. This makes the work feel less overwhelming and helps you maintain steady progress.
Great point, Julia. Speaking of focus, let's talk about how to stay focused in a world full of distractions. Whether it's social media, notifications, or even just general noise, staying focused can be challenging. One way to overcome this is by creating a dedicated workspace. This could be a quiet corner of your home, a library, or even a cafe where you can concentrate. Another effective technique is setting specific blocks of time for focused work, often called the Pomodoro technique. Work for 25 minutes without interruption, then take a short break. This method not only helps you stay focused, but also prevents burnout.
That's a fantastic technique, Adam. Now, let's talk about how learning English can play a role in professional growth. In today's globalized world, English is more than just a language. It's a powerful tool for communication, collaboration, and career advancement. For example, many companies operate internationally, and being proficient in English can help you communicate with colleagues, clients, or partners from around the world. It also opens doors to resources, training programs, and even higher education opportunities that might not be available in your native language.
Absolutely, Julia. And let's not forget how English can boost your confidence. Imagine you're in a meeting or a classroom, and you're able to express your ideas clearly and effectively in English. That confidence can make a big impression on your colleagues, managers, or teachers. It can also help you stand out in job interviews or networking events, where communication skills are often just as important as technical skills.
That's so true. Another great thing about learning English is how it connects you to a world of knowledge. Many of the best books, research papers, and online courses are available in English. By improving your language skills, you're essentially giving yourself access to a treasure trove of information that can help you grow professionally. For example, you might discover a new method for solving a problem at work, or find inspiration for a school project.
And let's not forget how English can help you build relationships with people from different backgrounds. Whether it's networking with international colleagues or collaborating on global projects, being able to communicate in English creates opportunities that wouldn't exist otherwise. For instance, I once worked on a project with a team spread across 3 different countries. The ability to communicate in English was the key to making that project successful.
That's such a great example, Adam. For our listeners, the takeaway here is that professional growth is about more than just working harder. It's about working smarter. By improving your time management, staying focused, and leveraging the power of English, you can set yourself apart and achieve your goals, whether you're in the workplace or the classroom.
Well said, Julia. Remember, professional growth is a journey, not a destination. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to success. Up next, we'll discuss financial habits that can set you up for a brighter future. In this final segment, we're going to explore a topic that might sound simple, but it can have a profound impact on your success and overall well-being: the role of positivity and gratitude. In our busy, often stressful lives, it can be easy to get caught up in negative thoughts, doubts, and frustrations. But what if we told you that adopting a positive mindset and practicing gratitude could actually help you achieve your goals more effectively? Today, we'll talk about why staying positive and grateful is essential for success, and how small, daily practices can make a huge difference in your life.
That's right, Adam. Positivity isn't just about feeling good. It's about shifting your perspective in a way that helps you grow. Think about it. When you focus on the negative aspects of a situation, you can easily get overwhelmed. But when you approach challenges with a positive mindset, you start looking for solutions and you become more resilient. Positivity allows you to see opportunities where others might see obstacles. It gives you the mental strength to keep pushing forward, even when things get tough.
Exactly, Julia. And it's not just about mindset. There's also a powerful connection between positivity and the people around you. Think about the way you feel when you interact with someone who radiates positivity. It's contagious, right? Being around someone who is optimistic can lift your spirits and motivate you to do better. The same principle applies in the workplace or in any professional setting. People are naturally drawn to positivity. When you maintain a positive attitude, you're more likely to attract opportunities, build stronger relationships, and create a network of like-minded people who want to help you succeed.
That's a great point, Adam. But positivity doesn't just happen on its own. It's something that needs to be nurtured and practiced. And one of the best ways to cultivate positivity in your life is through gratitude. Practicing gratitude doesn't mean ignoring challenges or pretending everything is perfect. It simply means taking a moment each day to acknowledge the good things in your life, no matter how small they may seem. Gratitude helps you focus on the positive aspects of your life, and it shifts your attention away from what's lacking or going wrong.
Exactly, Julia. You know, there's a popular practice called gratitude journaling that's really effective for cultivating a mindset of gratitude. Every day, you write down 3 things that you're thankful for. It can be anything, from big events like a promotion at work to simple things like a delicious meal or a kind word from a friend. The idea is to train your mind to look for the good in every situation, and by doing this regularly, you begin to see your life in a much more positive light.
Yes, and the benefits of practicing gratitude are well documented. Studies have shown that people who regularly practice gratitude tend to have lower levels of stress, higher levels of happiness, and even better physical health. But it's not just about feeling good. It also has a direct impact on your success. When you practice gratitude, you're more likely to be optimistic about your future, more open to new opportunities, and more likely to take action toward your goals. You begin to attract success because you approach life with an attitude of abundance rather than scarcity.
That's a powerful insight, Julia. And I've personally seen how gratitude can transform a person's life. For example, I know someone who was struggling with work-life balance. She felt overwhelmed, constantly chasing deadlines and feeling like she wasn't getting anywhere. But when she started incorporating gratitude into her routine, writing down things she was thankful for, even on her busiest days, she noticed a shift. She became more focused, more energized, and more appreciative of the progress she was making, no matter how small. That simple shift in perspective helped her tackle challenges more effectively and, in turn, led to more success in her personal and professional life.
That's such a wonderful example, Adam. It just goes to show that the way you approach life can truly shape your experiences. Positivity and gratitude don't just improve your mindset, they actually improve your outcomes. And the best part is that you don't have to wait for a big change or a major achievement to start practicing them. You can begin today, right where you are, by focusing on what's going well and being grateful for what you already have.
That's the key, Julia. Starting right now. It doesn't matter if you're facing challenges or if everything feels uncertain. By consistently practicing gratitude and staying positive, you're creating the mental and emotional foundation you need for long-term success. So, for our listeners, let's leave you with this simple but powerful reminder. Start each day with a sense of gratitude, focus on the positives, and watch how it starts to shift the way you see the world, and the way the world sees you.
Absolutely, Adam. Remember, positivity and gratitude aren't just nice ideas, they're tools that can help you achieve your goals, build meaningful relationships, and lead a more fulfilling life. Keep them in mind as you move through the year, and we're sure you'll see the results in every area of your life.
And that wraps up our episode on how to make 2025 your best year yet. We hope you found these strategies helpful and that you're inspired to take action in all areas of your life. Stay positive, stay grateful, and stay focused on your goals. Here's to a successful and fulfilling year ahead.
As we've discussed, setting goals, building healthy routines, and practicing gratitude are all crucial steps in making 2025 a successful year. But no matter how well we plan, we all face challenges. Life is unpredictable, and sometimes things don't go as we expect. Whether it's a setback at work, a personal issue, or even just a bad day, challenges are a part of life. But here's the good news. Facing challenges doesn't mean the end of your journey. In fact, how we deal with challenges often shapes the outcome of our success. In this segment, we're going to talk about how to overcome obstacles and stay resilient, so you can keep moving forward no matter what comes your way.
Absolutely, Julia. Resilience is one of the most important qualities you can develop when working towards any goal. It's all about bouncing back after difficulties and staying motivated even when things get tough. One of the key things to remember is that setbacks are normal. They don't define you, and they don't mean you've failed. It's not about how many times you fall, but how many times you get up. The ability to keep going after a setback is what makes the difference between success and giving up.
That's right, Adam. And one of the first steps in building resilience is shifting your mindset. When you encounter a challenge, instead of thinking, "Why is this happening to me?" try to reframe it as, "What can I learn from this?" Or, "How can I overcome this?" This small change in perspective helps you see challenges as opportunities for growth, not as roadblocks. For example, if you miss a deadline at work, instead of stressing about the failure, think about what you can do differently next time. Maybe you need to improve your time management, or maybe you need to communicate more effectively with your team. These small lessons can help you become stronger and more capable moving forward.
Exactly, Julia. It's also important to recognize that resilience doesn't mean doing everything on your own. Sometimes, asking for help or seeking support is a key part of overcoming challenges. Don't be afraid to lean on others, whether it's family, friends, or colleagues. Having a strong support system can make a huge difference when times get tough. They can offer advice, encouragement, and even just a listening ear. Remember, you don't have to go through everything alone.
Great point, Adam. Support is essential, but it's also important to develop the internal strength to face challenges head-on. One way to do this is by breaking down big challenges into smaller, more manageable tasks. This helps prevent feeling overwhelmed and allows you to focus on one step at a time. For example, if your goal is to improve your fitness, don't think of it as a huge task that you need to accomplish all at once. Instead, set smaller, realistic goals, like working out 3 times a week or walking 10,000 steps a day. As you reach these smaller milestones, you'll build confidence, and the bigger goal will feel more achievable.
Right. And another great way to stay resilient is by practicing self-compassion. Often when we face setbacks, we're hard on ourselves. We think we should have done better, or that we're not good enough. But being kind to yourself during difficult times is essential. Treat yourself the same way you would treat a friend who is going through a tough time. Encourage yourself, be patient, and remember that it's okay to make mistakes. Self-compassion helps you stay motivated and focused on your goals, even when things aren't going perfectly.
That's such a valuable point, Adam. And let's not forget the power of persistence. Resilience isn't just about bouncing back, it's about keeping at it, even when progress seems slow. One of the most common reasons people give up on their goals is because they don't see immediate results. But success often takes time, and the key is to keep moving forward, no matter how small the steps may seem. Whether you're trying to learn a new language, improve your health, or advance in your career, persistence is what will get you to the finish line.
Exactly, Julia. And when you combine persistence with a positive mindset and the support of others, you create a powerful formula for overcoming any obstacle that comes your way. Life is full of challenges, but with the right mindset, tools, and strategies, you can face them head-on and keep pushing toward your goals. It's all about building resilience, learning from your experiences, and never giving up, no matter what.
And to wrap up this segment, let's remind our listeners that resilience is a skill you can develop over time. The more you practice overcoming challenges, the stronger and more resilient you become. So, as you set out to make 2025 your year of success, remember that challenges are just part of the journey. Embrace them, learn from them, and keep moving forward. You've got this.
Absolutely, Julia. We hope that you feel inspired and empowered to take on whatever challenges come your way in 2025. With resilience, persistence, and a positive mindset, there's nothing you can't achieve. So, let's continue moving forward and make this year the best one yet. Now that we've talked about resilience and the importance of staying positive, let's dive into one of the most important aspects of success: time management. If you want to make 2025 your most productive year yet, mastering how to manage your time effectively is absolutely essential. Without good time management, even the best goals and intentions can fall short. In this segment, we'll be talking about practical strategies for managing your time, staying focused, and getting more done each day.
That's right, Adam. Time management isn't about working harder or longer. It's about working smarter. It's about using your time in ways that align with your goals and values. In fact, one of the first things to think about when improving your time management is to look at how you currently spend your time. Are you focusing on tasks that bring you closer to your goals? Or are you getting distracted by things that don't contribute to your success?
Great point, Julia. A key strategy in time management is identifying what we call time wasters, those activities or habits that eat up your time without moving you forward. For instance, spending too much time on social media, watching TV, or even overchecking emails can consume a lot of time that could be used for more productive tasks. But don't worry, this doesn't mean you have to eliminate fun and relaxation from your life entirely. It's all about finding balance and being mindful of how you're using your time.
Exactly. Once you've identified your time wasters, the next step is to prioritize. Ask yourself, what tasks will help me get closer to my goals? Which of these are the most urgent? This is where the famous Eisenhower matrix can come in handy. It divides tasks into 4 categories: urgent and important, important but not urgent, urgent but not important, and neither urgent nor important. By focusing on tasks that are both important and urgent, you ensure that you're always working on what truly matters.
That's a great strategy, Julia. And once you've identified your priorities, one of the best ways to manage your time is through scheduling. Creating a daily or weekly schedule helps you allocate specific time blocks for each task, ensuring that you're staying on track. But remember, it's important to be realistic about how much time each task will take. You don't want to overschedule yourself, as that can lead to burnout. Build in breaks, and be sure to leave some flexibility in case unexpected things come up.
One time management strategy I absolutely love is the Pomodoro technique. It's a simple yet effective way to stay focused. You work in 25-minute intervals, followed by a 5-minute break. After 4 Pomodoros, you take a longer break, around 15 to 30 minutes. This technique helps maintain your focus and productivity throughout the day without burning out. It's a great way to stay on task and keep your energy levels high, especially when tackling bigger projects.
That's an excellent tip, Julia. And while we're talking about staying focused, it's also essential to minimize distractions. We live in a world full of constant notifications, emails, and messages. To be productive, try to create a distraction-free environment. This might mean turning off your phone, closing unnecessary tabs on your computer, or even setting boundaries with people around you. By removing distractions, you can fully concentrate on the task at hand and get more done in less time.
Absolutely. Now, another thing to consider is how you structure your day. It's important to think about when you're most productive. Some people are early birds, while others are night owls. Pay attention to your natural energy levels. If you know that you're most focused in the morning, tackle your most challenging tasks first thing. If you're more productive in the afternoon or evening, schedule your tough tasks during that time. Knowing your peak productivity hours allows you to work smarter, not harder.
That's a really important point, Julia. And let's not forget the importance of setting aside time for rest and recovery. We can't be productive if we're burned out, so make sure you're scheduling time for self-care and relaxation. This could be anything from taking a walk, doing yoga, reading, or spending time with loved ones. It's important to recharge so that you can keep your energy high and stay focused when it's time to work.
And remember, time management isn't about perfection. It's about making the most of the time you have and being intentional with how you spend it. You won't always follow your schedule perfectly, and that's okay. The key is consistency and being flexible when things don't go as planned. Time management is a skill, and like any skill, it gets better with practice.
Absolutely. And just to wrap up, let's quickly go over some of the key takeaways. First, identify time wasters and prioritize important tasks. Next, create a realistic schedule and use techniques like the Pomodoro method to stay focused. Don't forget to minimize distractions, work during your peak productivity hours, and, most importantly, take time to rest and recharge. By following these simple strategies, you'll be well on your way to mastering time management and becoming more productive in 2025.
Well said, Adam. So, as we move into 2025, let's make sure we're not just setting goals. We're also managing our time effectively to make those goals a reality. With good time management, you'll be able to accomplish so much more, and the success you're aiming for will feel a lot closer. Let's make this year our most productive yet.
All right, as we approach the conclusion of this episode, let's take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed today and recap the 10 key strategies we've shared to ensure 2025 becomes a year of success for you. We've touched on several crucial areas, each of which plays an essential role in laying the groundwork for a year filled with progress, growth, and achievement. Every single one of these strategies can make a meaningful impact on your life if you take the time to implement them. Success doesn't happen overnight, but it is built through consistent small steps taken every day, and that's what we hope you take away from this episode. So let's go over these strategies again and remind ourselves how powerful they can be in shaping a successful year ahead.
Absolutely, Adam. Let's start by revisiting the first key point, which is setting clear and actionable goals. Setting goals is absolutely vital to creating a roadmap for success, because without clear goals, it's easy to feel lost or directionless. It's important to break down big, long-term aspirations into smaller, manageable objectives. When you do this, each milestone you reach will bring you one step closer to realizing your vision for the year. One of the most effective ways to ensure your goals are achievable is by following the SMART framework, which stands for specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Each goal you set should meet these criteria, ensuring that they are realistic, well-defined, and aligned with your overall purpose for 2025.
Absolutely. We've also discussed the incredible value of investing in personal growth. Personal growth isn't just a one-time effort. It's an ongoing journey that takes place over time. By reading books, learning new skills, and journaling every day, you're engaging in simple but highly effective practices that promote continuous self-improvement. These habits may seem small, but over time, they have the power to compound and create massive transformations in your life. Just think about it. If you spend just 15 minutes a day reading or learning something new, by the end of the year, you could have absorbed a wealth of knowledge that will benefit your personal and professional growth. It's these daily, consistent actions that build up over time and lead to lasting success.
And we can't forget about the importance of maintaining a healthy mind and body to support our personal growth. A healthy lifestyle is the foundation upon which everything else is built, and it's crucial to establish routines that nurture your physical and mental well-being. By incorporating regular exercise, eating nutritious foods, and ensuring you get enough sleep, you're giving your body the energy and vitality it needs to tackle each day's challenges. The routines we discussed, such as starting your day with a positive and energized mindset, or winding down with evening rituals that help you relax, are all about creating balance. These habits may seem simple, but they can have a profound impact on your energy levels, focus, and overall well-being. When you take care of your health, you're better able to take on the world, stay motivated, and work toward your goals.
Exactly, Julia. We also emphasized the significance of building strong social connections and networking. No matter how skilled or talented you are, success is often a result of the relationships you build. Strong relationships can open doors to new opportunities, collaborations, and support systems that are invaluable as you work toward your goals. Networking isn't just about collecting contacts. It's about forming meaningful, genuine connections with people who can help you grow and vice versa. We talked about how important it is to maintain these relationships by checking in with people regularly, offering support, and being open to learning from others. Networking can also bring fresh perspectives and ideas that could spark new opportunities, propelling you closer to your aspirations.
Another crucial point we touched on was professional growth and how to excel in work or school. One key to professional success is managing your time effectively and staying focused. In a world where distractions are everywhere, it can be difficult to remain productive. But by using time management strategies such as the Pomodoro technique, breaking tasks into smaller chunks, and staying organized, you can maximize your output and achieve your professional goals. It's about working smarter, not harder. Additionally, learning English is one of the best investments you can make in your career. As we discussed, mastering a second language, especially English, opens up countless opportunities in today's globalized world. Whether you're pursuing career advancement or academic excellence, improving your language skills can enhance your communication, increase your employability, and allow you to engage with a wider network of people.
We also highlighted the importance of cultivating a positive mindset and practicing gratitude. Positivity is not just a nice-to-have trait, it's a powerful tool that can shape your life and help you overcome obstacles. When you focus on the positive aspects of your life and acknowledge the things you're grateful for, it shifts your perspective and boosts your resilience. Gratitude, even in the face of challenges, can help you stay grounded and motivated. We shared simple ways to incorporate gratitude into your daily routine, such as keeping a gratitude journal or taking a moment each day to reflect on the things you're thankful for. Practicing gratitude doesn't just make you feel better, it attracts more positive experiences into your life, creating a cycle of success.
Finally, Adam, we've discussed the power of consistency and small steps. We can set all the goals and intentions in the world, but it's the small daily actions that truly move us forward. Every little habit you build and every step you take adds up over time. The key is to remain consistent, even when the progress feels slow. Success doesn't happen overnight, but when you commit to taking small steps every day, you'll look back at the end of the year and realize just how much you've accomplished.
Exactly. And that's what we want to leave you with today. Take small steps, stay consistent, and believe in yourself. 2025 is a fresh start, And with the right mindset, habits, and strategies, it can be the year of success that you've always dreamed of. So, let's get started on this journey and make every day count.
We know it won't always be easy, but remember, success is built on persistence. And as we wrap up, we encourage you to pick just one or two of these strategies to start implementing today. Don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now and let 2025 be the year you transform your life. Keep moving forward, and the results will follow.
That's a wrap for today's episode. We hope you feel motivated and ready to take on 2025 with confidence and clarity. Thank you for tuning in to the English Globe podcast, and we'll see you in the next episode. Now, let's take a moment to address some of the questions we've received from our listeners, especially those who are just starting to learn English. We know that learning a new language can be challenging, and we want to make sure we're answering the questions that are most important to you. So, Julia, what's the first question we have today?
Great question, Adam. The first one comes from Maria, and she asks, what's the best way to practice speaking English when I don't have many people around me to talk to? This is a really common challenge for many learners, especially beginners. The good news is, there are plenty of ways you can practice speaking English even if you're not surrounded by native speakers. One tip I would suggest is to use language exchange apps or websites. These platforms allow you to connect with people from all around the world who are learning your native language, and you can practice speaking with them in English. It's a great way to build your confidence and improve your fluency.
Absolutely. And you can also practice speaking to yourself. I know it might sound a little strange at first, but speaking out loud, even if it's just talking about your day, describing what you're doing, or reading aloud, helps you get comfortable with pronunciation and sentence structure. Another great idea is to record yourself speaking and then listen to it. This will allow you to hear where you might need improvement and track your progress over time.
That's such a helpful tip, Adam. The second question we have is from Mark, and he asks, how can learning English help me achieve success in my career? This is such a great question. English is often considered the global language of business and communication. Whether you're working in international trade, technology, or even education, speaking English can open up so many doors for career advancement. It allows you to communicate with colleagues and clients worldwide, and it can make you more competitive in the job market. Plus, many companies offer better opportunities to employees who are fluent in English. So it's a skill that's definitely worth investing in.
Yes, that's true. And if you're focusing on career success, another suggestion is to focus on business English. Learn the vocabulary and phrases that are specific to your field. You can even listen to podcasts or watch videos in English about your profession. It will not only improve your language skills, but also make you more knowledgeable and confident in your career.
Those are excellent tips, Adam. Now let's take one more question. This one comes from Sam, who asks, I'm trying to learn English every day, but sometimes I feel discouraged when I don't see fast progress. What should I do? Sam, we completely understand how you feel. Language learning is a marathon, not a sprint. It's important to remember that small, consistent efforts will lead to improvement over time. Don't compare your progress to others, and don't focus too much on perfection. Celebrate the small victories, like mastering a new word, completing a lesson, or being able to have a short conversation in English. Every step you take brings you closer to your goal.
Exactly. And if you're feeling discouraged, try changing up your routine. Sometimes learning English through different activities, like watching movies or reading books, can make the process more fun and engaging. Stay positive and trust that your efforts will pay off. And remember, setbacks are a normal part of the learning journey. Just keep going.
As we come to the end of today's episode, we want to thank all of you for tuning in to the English Globe podcast. We've really enjoyed sharing these tips and strategies to help you make 2025 a year of success. Whether it's setting goals, improving your English, or building healthy habits, we hope you found some valuable takeaways today.
That's right, Julia. 2025 is right around the corner, and it's the perfect time to implement these changes in your life. Remember, success is built step by step, and every small action you take brings you closer to your bigger dreams. If you start today, by the end of the year, you'll see how far you've come. So, don't wait for the perfect moment. Start now.
We also want to remind you to keep working on your English every day. Even if it's just a few minutes each day, consistency is key. If you continue to practice and stay motivated, you'll be amazed at how much progress you'll make in just 1 year. And remember, we're here to support you every step of the way.
If you haven't already, be sure to follow the English Globe for more podcasts like this one. We'll be back with more tips, stories, and strategies to help you achieve success in English and beyond. Thank you for joining us today, and we can't wait to connect with you again soon.
Have a wonderful start to your 2025, and remember, you've got this. Keep moving forward, stay positive, and let's make this year the best one yet. Until next time, take care and keep learning.